So you've just released your debut album, Chapter 1 Monarchy. I mean, it's a fan. I've listened to the album a couple of times now. It's absolutely brilliant. Actually, one of the best new albums I've heard for a little while. So that's awesome. So, because I don't know if it's down to the title, Chapter 1. So is it going to be part of an ongoing story? So will there be a Chapter 2 and so on and so forth?
Yeah, there will be Chapter 2. But actually, you know, we looked at it this way. The whole Ad Infinitum story is like a book, if you want, the past, present, and future, and Chapter 1 is the first chapter of the story.
And that's from like your bios on the website, because there's the history part around the Black Plague. Am I right in thinking? So it's based around that?
No, actually, there's a time traveling story. We have everything written on the website, so I will not go into details because otherwise it will take an hour. But part of the traveling story, there is a stop in Versailles during the reign of Louis XIV, and the album is based on his life and the people around him.
So will these different chapters look at different parts, different time periods then?
Exactly.
Oh, fantastic. I just want to, because I also want to use this interview as well to get to know you guys and get your sound across to different audiences. So I think between you as a band, you've got a wide array of influences, and so I just want to know what who your influences are, and vocally and musically.
I have there's a lot of artists that inspire me and who inspire me, and not only metal music. For example, I always mention, for example, as a vocalist, Floor Jansen, whom I admire a lot, or Roy Khan, or as a band Camelot or Delane within Temptation. But I also very much like to find inspiration either for music, writing music, or for vocal technique in singers like Ariana Grande or Demi Lovato, or I listen to all kinds of music, and I find something interesting in pretty much everything I hear, as long as it's well done, you know.
That's really, really cool. So how would you guys describe your style of music? When I recommended it to friends of mine, I sort of said sort of Epica, Lacuna Coil sort of thing. I don't know if you'd agree or if you'd like to add to that.
Yeah, I agree, because I think it's a little bit hard to just put a band in a box, but I think the easiest is to say that we're playing symphonic metal. There's some songs that are influenced by power metal, some songs by death metal a little bit, but I would say that in general, if you want to put the band in a box, it would be in the symphonic metal box.
Symphonic metal box. Yeah, no. Well, like I said, it's one of the best new sounds I've heard for a little while. So I'm really, really honoured to be speaking to you today. So do you have a personal favourite song on the record or songs? Yeah. I really like the tracks Maleficent and I Am the Storm. I think those are my favourites.
I think my favourite is See You in Hell.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because I like the atmosphere. I like I was really inspired when I wrote the lyrics, and I think it's my favorite song. But I also like very much Maleficent.
That anything to do with the Disney villain? Take it.
I think just the title.
Yeah, just the title.
It's the story of the voice in your head telling you what to do, what you can do, what you cannot do, and I just call it Maleficent, but it's the closest you get to the Disney.
You had a release party for Chapter 1 Monarchy, and of course you had to do that online. But how did that go down?
It was super fun. I think it was a great opportunity to do a release party with more than people from a certain area. You know, when you do a release concert, there's only a limited amount of people who can attend it because it's reachable by train or car or foot. But this way we could really have people from all around the world. So it was great. It was very different, obviously, because we could not perform. And, we're very, very impatient right now to perform these songs because we've been working on them for a while, and now we release them, and we were supposed to go on tour. So we were like super impatient to finally play them and have an audience and the direct response. But I think it was a good alternative to have it online.
Yeah, perfect. So you're about to say, because you were going to be touring with Visions of Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
So is there any places you're looking forward to playing that you've never played before or you have played before? So when we finally, out of lockdown and everything.
Yeah, I mean, first we were supposed to have another tour. Actually, we were supposed to tour with the Serenity Dynasty and Victorious around the release of the album, and then we got the chance to get this other tour with Visions of Atlantis, which was not planned originally, and I really hope it will happen. And I have to say I'm really looking forward to playing in Switzerland because I'm born there, and I haven't been there since since Christmas, actually.
Oh
So
gosh.
yeah, because of I don't live in Switzerland anymore, and on the top of it, the borders are closed, so I haven't been able to go there for a while.
Oh,
So I'm looking forward to going and to play there for my friends and family, and for the people who've been attending the very first shows I played when I started playing in a metal band. It's always special.
that's really cool. And so what songs from the album are you kind of looking forward to showcasing? Or if you perform, because I think I know you released I Am the Storm in 2018. And
Yeah.
are there any other songs you've played live off this album before?
I think we will play any with the singles. And I think I'm not sure. I would say either Infected Monarchy, because
Yeah,
I really like The Power It Has, or Maleficent. Both are very powerful live songs, and I can't wait to play them live.
absolutely. So when you write the songs with your band, because you've got two different vocal styles, so you've got the clean vocals and the more guttural vocals. How do you already have in mind what songs you want to put guttural vocals in, or is it a case of just singing how they sound well?
We don't have one way to write songs, so it comes naturally. Sometimes we start with the vocals, and then everything comes around it. And sometimes you start with the drums because you have a rhythm in mind and everything. So it really depends how we start. But for example, the song Marching on Versailles was originally, the demo was written by Nick, our drummer. I remember being in my car listening to it for the first time when he sent me the song without the vocals. And I remember it was just logical the way the vocals had to fit in that song. I was playing it in my car and singing along, and then recording what I had in mind and what came naturally when I was singing along, to remember exactly what I was doing. And I remember especially the pre-chorus is, I think, exactly the way I sang it in my car. And and the chorus and the growls and everything, it just fits the atmosphere of what Nick wrote on this song.
Oh, that's really, really cool. By the brownie points and big thumbs up for the This Is Halloween cover, by the way.
Thank you.
Nightmare Before Christmas is my absolute favourite film, so I was really,
Oh.
really happy to see that on the album. I take it that's a bonus track on the album.
Yeah, because we recorded it for Halloween last year, and we thought, we could include it as a bonus track on the album.
Absolutely. So yeah, I was gonna say I think because Marilyn Manson did a cover of it too, and to be honest, yours is better. You get yes. You get because you got all the theatrical stuff in it as well as the.
Yeah, we did kind of a mix of the original version and the Marilyn Manson version, because the Marilyn Manson version was part of this record called, I think, Nightmare Revisited.
Yes.
And I really love it. But the thing is, the way Marilyn Manson sings it, it's more like it's sang, and I love the way it's sang in the original version with the kind of Disney mood in a way, because when you listen to a Disney song, there's a lot of interpretation, and I like it very much. And you can hear that there are several characters singing. It's not just one voice. So I really wanted to reproduce this cartoon atmosphere.
Absolutely. Well, you definitely did that. So just one more thing to round things up. So, of course, at the moment, we're in lockdown. There's uncertainty, loads of quite not knowing what's happening next. What helped you cope during it, and what tips would you give to those who probably aren't coping as well?
I think it's a good time to reflect on yourself and think about what really matters, what you want to do, and to take the time to develop your passions. And for me, it's really easy because we just released the album, so there's obviously a lot of work for the bands right now. So it doesn't feel like you're locked down. It just feels like I'm working, but the shops are pretty much all closed except from grocery and the basic stuff. Absolutely. And there's a lot less people outside, so it doesn't really feel like there's anything that's changed besides the life of the city. But I guess for people working who normally work in, for example, offices or in places that are closed right now, I think it's a good time to think about what they really like to do and how they want to get back to life afterwards.
Absolutely. It's a good time to kind of slow down a bit, isn't it? So, but thank you very much, Melissa, for taking time out of your day to do the interview today. Best of luck with the album release and everything, I'm sure.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.